Is your character not as agile as you would like?
Karluk looks at Euphemia and says, I really wish he would have missed, and then just falls over.
Is DM's grace in short supply?
Oh, and the candles go out
Yeah.
on the Minotaur's horns.
Is compassion not your character's strong suit?
Minotaur more like beef or more like cannibalism? I'm asking for a friend.
Is persuasion your dump stat?
Be prepared for a caster. These do not move on their own.
There's no caster here.
Listen long enough, and you too might learn how to roleplay 8 Charisma.
Hey, and welcome back to another episode of Roleplay 8 Charisma. We're back in the middle of another action. Well, is it action-packed? Let's find out. It's time now to have one of our stalwart players summarize what happened last time. Now, Seppi, who took the most damage last time? Because I think there was a bit of a fight.
I think it has to be Ulrich, if I'm correct.
I think it does. So, Joe, what happened last time?
Funny you mentioned that, because I wasn't prepared for this. So let me start from the beginning.
How could you not? You wouldn't stop opening the door!
In the year of our Lord Moradin, the Soul Forger, 1339, it is written in the halls of the clan Rockseeker the history of the Frostbeard family. This is their story, and the exploits in and around the town of Phandalin, recorded by the exalted Dane, Ulrich Frostbeard. This excerpt is read to enlighten those who wish to learn more of the evils crushed by the humble servants of Moradin. Don't open the door. Title 32. So we went into the room. My brother went off to go play with the horses and feed them berries and mumble over them. And suddenly there was our great bard, Karluk. He was standing there holding the door and fixing it and mending it when he just shivered and disappeared. We just kind of shrugged it off, went on with the adventure anyway, because, that's how it is nowadays. So moving on, we moved on to the, I believe that Pyrrhic used his special arcane magics to detect where all the arcane power is coming from in this dungeon, this mine that is Phandalin. We found out that it was a double-edged sword. The actual ingots that are on the wagon had been mined out of the area, weakening the magic of the forge itself. But he was able to find, up in the northeast corner, there was a powerful magic resonating from there. When we entered there, we found there was 4 images of dwarves on the ground, with bowls of Frostbeard and Rockseeker blood in them, dried and cracked as if used. In the center was some sort of great magic that allowed us with a bicycle lock that allowed you to go through 1 through 99 or whatever it was on the thing that allowed us to go to different areas. Yeah, exactly. On the dais between the blood, it allowed this entire mine to teleport from place to place to place. Knowing this and knowing we only had, really 1 true Frostbeard and my brother, so maybe 2, but not 4, we wouldn't be able to go back unless we drained ourselves of blood. And unfortunately, I was not willing to do that. We decided then to find there was a locked room just off of this room. And what could go wrong if you open the door, I thought to myself. So Euphemia, being the helpful fellow she is, decided to pick the lock and swing the door open. And doing so, 2 guardians came and smashed us. But luckily, one of the guardians recognized that I was a Frostbeard and backed away, knowing that I was one of the guys, as I had announced it. The other one kicked the crap out of me. At that point in time, we decided to close the door and leave. And as now that we are back in the cave, or heading back to the cave where my brother's mumbling over his ritual of the horses to figure out what to do next. A little more bruised and beaten, but a little more knowledgeable of this great mine. Hey, Ian.
Excellent. Yeah, you had a lot of great mine discovery. You are all thinking it might be a good time for a long rest, but you haven't actually taken it yet. So one other thing, when Karluk disappeared and Thalric started his ritual to make one of the horses sentient, now after this little bit of a battle here, and you guys start to head back to the main area where Thalric is, all of a sudden Karluk reappears and sort of there's a bit of a flash. You guys see those star fields again, and Karluk reappears exactly 5 feet to the right of Thalric. And you can all start
Thalric,
heading-
not even having noticed he was gone, just hands him an implement for the ritualation like he thought he was there the whole time.
right.
So
You guys, sorry, go ahead.
in real life here, the phone just rang just as Joe started to give the story about what happened, and so I completely missed what just happened,
Which is perfect.
Which is so appropriate because now
Carla,
I can't
you did
medicate.
have some experiences, and I did
I have no
email them
clue.
to you. So if you, Dan, did you get a chance to look at your email?
I did, yeah.
Excellent.
So-
So you know what's going on there. So everybody else, you can start to move down if you want into the. You can take a move to move you guys down. And by the way, Joe, take a point of inspiration for that excellent summary.
I think John should also get one because I could totally picture what he was just saying. He's so engrossed what he's doing. And
That actually is really good.
And he just hands him
He just hands him. Yeah, that's actually really good. John, take a
That's
point of
really
inspiration.
good.
That was a cool.
Russ, I have a mechanics question just
Yes.
based on how you play the world. So normally you can't take a long rest within the same 24-hour period that you've already taken one.
Mm-hmm.
So when we took our last long rest, how long ago was that?
That was in a different 24-hour period.
You're actually right in the bubble. So you're going to have to take like you're going to have to kill like 2 hours.
So we'd be able to long rest like right when I finish my ritual. That's what I'm getting at.
No,
this is
not
all about
quite.
me.
Nice try though. No, about 2 hours from now, you can take another long. You feel like you'd be ready to take another.
That's sadness, but okay.
Yep. So is that what you got? What do you guys want to do between? It sounds
It's
like
also
you
good
got
for
a long
the
rest. You got kind of
staffs
beat
though
up.
too.
What I'd like to do is, and again, this is, it's up to us. I just like to walk the areas we have already covered so we can just retrace the map on the board. And we know that there's no danger there, but not open any doors. And then we should discuss what to do about those guardians, or the guardian that is attacking us, because inside this room, and for those of you that were not with us last week for some various reasons, there's a room right here. And inside this room, there is a dead dwarf being guarded by 2 stone guardians. One of the stone guardians is friendly to us, and one is not.
And soon there will be 2 or more dead dwarfs. That's excellent. The other thing that was also discussed ad nauseum offline was whether or not we should level up after all our exposure to radiation.
Negative. You just leveled up.
Ross is still contemplating whether or not this is the truth, but we just had proof that Joe, got that much more wiser. He's like, and we will proceed to this area and we will open no more doors. Can we all just take a moment to acknowledge Joe's growth as a player?
I will tell you that Euphemia and I have learned much about opening doors. It does not mean we'll change behavior, but we did learn much about it.
Yes, and Russ, when you make the proper decision of whether or not we should level up, please, I'll be waiting.
Yeah. The answer is no.
I hear undecided. That's good.
Good.
Take your time.
So why don't we just all allow you to walk back? So how do you guys want to do this? Do you want to do exploration? Is that what I'm hearing? Before any rests are done, we're going to start exploring.
I'm good resting. Okay, first of all, I know Seppi, you haven't used a single spell this entire thing since last
I cast a spell.
A spell, okay. How long is Moody up for?
The next long rest will get rid of Moody.
Okay, because I want to kill Moody. I said out loud. Anybody else need rest?
Is Seppi, is Pyrrhic in the room?
Pyrrhic, it's always hard to say. I see.
Yeah, I don't see Euphemia or Pyrrhic's token personally, but my guy's
they're
pretty
actually over in. Did you guys go, Euphemia? You're over by the door along with Pyrrhic. Are you guys coming into the main room?
You can move in with the rest of us.
I'll move in.
All right.
And then Pyrrhic can move in. He's only 65 feet away from.
So Pyrrhic, why don't you move yourself into where you want to be in the room, along with if Moody's following you or not?
Oh, absolutely.
All right.
So did Pyrrhic see Calic reappear?
Actually, you would reappear just before he moved into the room. So no, he did not.
Okay. All right. So then I was trying to figure out what Calic would be doing, and that would depend if Pyrrhic saw him pop in or not.
Yeah.
So Calic is just going to look around confused, take the implement from Thrall, and just mumble something under his breath about Pyrrhic.
You need to shake mistletoe over the horse's head. That's your job.
Oh, right. Sorry, I forgot. Shake.
Yeah. So
shake.
And I make sure everybody knows.
You notice the horse is thinking about eating the mistletoe.
Yeah. There's only two places that weren't explored. This area where I'm pointing to, I believe that's this area pointing to, and this, if we decide to challenge the rapids and go through this very fast running stream. But as a heavily armored dwarf, water is not my friend.
Euphemia definitely has several to 5 thoughts going on. Thought number 1 is she is concerned about the horses having been fed. She did mention that before going into the dwarves' chamber there with the urn. So she definitely is glad that Thrallick's tending to that. And she'll say to Ulrich, I think it was wise that we shut that door, but I don't think that we can leave that poor dead dwarf in there. Like, don't we need to sanctify that room and make sure that his spirit is tended to for Moradin's?
I agree, but without everybody working together to defeat that creature, I hit it very hard twice, and it wasn't even half stoned, whatever half bloody first.
Hey, I agree.
And so I feel that we need to have everybody gang up on it. Otherwise, a creature like that could destroy me within just a matter of a few seconds, maybe 12 to 18 seconds if we're not careful.
I absolutely agree. And I know that Pyric would want whatever papers are in that desk. So we want to get those. And
Pyric said he had a way in.
Who did?
Pyric. He's easily get in and get that stuff and out.
Oh. How you going to do that, Pyric?
Yeah, how you going to do that, Pyric?
Is it the precepts of Moradin to have its champions lie?
I'm pretty sure you.
Cowlick, you're here. Oh, I miss you so much. Where did you go, Cowlick?
Cowlick was being calm because he was beside Thrall, and then Pyric talks to him, and so he sort of like peeks up real quick, and it's like, Pyric, I was drawn out, I think, by the cave around us. It was amazing, and I got sucked out into something like a field, and it was like I could see like some orange rectangles maybe in the distance, and like some long stringy things. I felt like I was in like some type of meal that Euphemia ate, but then maybe I was just hungry and I was just in a field of stars. I'm not quite sure, but I think then it took me maybe through time, Pyric, like different times of this cave. And then now I'm back to now. So I don't know.
So when you got sucked off, you went to a field, you said?
Well, a field of stars. I was in a grand field of stars. And then I saw like dwarves fighting goblins over some, I don't know, something special. And then the dwarves were all deceased. And then after that, I saw that elf, the black spider guy with more spiders and bugbears. And I was feeling very brave in that moment, I promise you, my friends. And then I reappeared here.
Absolutely horrible.
That reminds me about goblins. I'm pretty sure my boat, it is a goblin or has a goblin trapped in it. And I think we need to release it because it sounds really angry. And Pyric taught me we shouldn't just go wantonly killing goblins, even though they are the hated enemies of Moradin and the dwarves.
Oh, we should wantonly kill them. I can take care of your bow if you'd like.
Yes. I think you should purify it with Moradin's blessing.
I pull up my axe and goes, I'll be back in a minute.
Doc, take a point of inspiration for your excellent description of the anomaly you experienced.
Oh, I shall.
Before everybody ignores Cowlick's general well-being, Pyric steps a couple feet closer. More importantly, friend, how do you feel now?
I reappeared and I expected to be covered in like goo or something, maybe from being in that field of stars and blackness, and I was like floating, but I think I feel fine. And
This
you
is
see Cowlick does like a little illusion of a mistletoe and then holds that close to the horse so it can chomp on that.
This is a very dangerous phenomenon that we are experiencing. And whether this is the decay of this place, its magical sort of well-being, for the lack of word. The original enchantment has decayed, and now we are either suffering from this sort of partial phenomenon rather than its whole thing. It was obviously designed to move, and now we're getting caught in between spaces and time. This is all very, very vexing. I don't think it's good for our long-term health, honestly. Obviously, that's a much bigger consideration for me because I'm not short-lived people like you. But we should probably figure out what we are going to do with Ulrich's family's legacy so that others do not wander here and hurt themselves, or worse yet, extract something that will hurt others.
You're correct.
And then we ourselves should continue on to parts other.
I got to say, I agree. This entire cave is starting to feel a little less homey to me, and I think we should think about leaving.
We need to make clothing to go into the cold, though. Don't forget, we have 8 hours to kill.
You in the cold. We can. You'll make do. Look at you. You're very hirsute. You're very hairy, as they say.
I got a lot of frost on my beard when I was out there last time. We should get more.
Frost beard. I see what you did there. See, your humor will keep you warm. Let's go.
That's what Medane always said. We should, if we're going to take some time to rest, we should write danger on that door over there. And then we should also find some, I believe we killed some wargs, maybe start turning those into some sort of warmer winter clothing for those of us who may not have the stomach for the cold like you, great Shadeen.
It's not the stomach you need. I don't even know. It's your skin. Maybe your skin's thin.
Well, we do have the horses we can turn if we run out of wargs. Sorry, brother.
They are near death due to starvation.
I know this doesn't seem important to you because magic doesn't seem important to you, but we have a magical cart that keeps you warm. Now, the question at hand is, what do we want to do with these ingots that have been taken from the very infrastructure of this place, undermining its enchantment? And we know there are others interested in them. Well, are we going to? It's your legacy there, Ulrich. You are always interested in massive amounts of greed. Do you want to sell that to these new interested party so that you could have unlimited funds to do whatever greedy random stuff that you want to do? Or should we hide it because we don't like them because we've never actually even seen them? What I'm clear on is we stopped the black spider and that seemed good. What I'm not clear on is what we should do next. And after Euphemia's behavior since the bow, I don't know if we should trust her judgment to make decisions for us.
Aye. Well, remember, the person who travels 2 roads at the same time will get nowhere, Pyrrhic. First of all.
Joe, take a point of inspiration.
That's awesome. What if they're parallel? What if you got 2 parallel roads? You can be on 2 roads at once, 1 foot on either road, you see, if they're parallel. You'd be going to where both of those roads would be going. And yet at the same time, you sound so wise when you say these words.
The tension is what you think it should be, Shadeen, but relaxation is who you are. Now, the 2 things we have to travel. The 2 things
I think you're just making up
relaxation.
Relaxation.
He is very much just making up words, Shadeen. These words are not real words in any language, and I speak a lot of languages.
So we must.
I can't help but thinking you're just starting to drivel at this point. Maybe the cold has gotten to your brain.
If you could use a thread and needle, you're doing much better right now. So we should find those husks of the wolves we killed and make some warm weather clothing. And second, we should find out if there's a forge here so we can make these ingots into something more useful than just ingots. Although I appreciate the fact that you wish to make sure our clan is enriched, Pyrrhic. The problem we have is that if it falls to the wrong hands, it can be used against us. And there's no reason why it couldn't be used by myself or any of the people in this party, because as you travel with me, you are part of my clan at this point.
Oh, I love that. We're all together. Now,
I don't know if we've got the time.
I'd probably ignore him. I'm really good at ignoring things I don't want to hear. Well, we could use what we could and then dump the rest into any of the large bodies of water. And it would take any interesting parties a lot of time and exposure to dangerous magical energies to find them.
And the other question is, and I agree with Euphemia on this, is do we want to find out what's on that dwarf in that room behind the Guardians? And if so, it's going to require all our might. It means not holding back, Beric, in the fight.
What I don't know what you're talking about.
The Guardian.
I am troubled, Ulrich, that this is the place of your ancestors, and it seems to be in combat with you. I don't think we should leave it like that.
I agree. And I said one of the Guardians recognized me and backed away, but the other one did not. And it's possible they are some sort of polarized opposites of one another. Good versus evil. Law
if only
versus...
we had somebody who could read minds.
I bet you
so we could actually figure out what they did. That seems like a good idea.
Yeah, see, I bet you Pirate can figure it out.
Beric, I've got a great idea. I could go and detect the thoughts of these statues.
Also, can you do it by looking through a keyhole without opening a door, Kaulik? I'm very concerned about opening doors at this point.
I'm well practiced at looking through keyholes, Beric.
Maybe we could try that, and then we wouldn't have to guess who's good and who's bad or any of that stuff. We could just, I don't know, maybe.
Are we resting first, Pirate, or do we do that now?
I'm worried that there are more surprises left. I think a quick trip around with everybody together, except for people who are tending to horses that need desperate tending, and then come back here, and then we'll discuss what is the right thing to do. Like, this is Ulrich and Thralric's domain. All the properties, all the paperwork that I've seen says it is their clan's property, and them as agents of this clan. I agree. Should be able to do these things.
I ignore everything you just said. Carla, can your being able to detect thoughts go through the doorway? Can it penetrate barriers?
It can, as long as it's not lead.
So he wouldn't need to even open the door. Carla,
look at this newfound wisdom, Ulrich.
Carla,
I love this.
I'm not worried, because even though my brother is busy, we've got Shadow Brother. We should be fine.
I agree. Shadeen has proven to be a strong right arm.
Shadow Brother's thinking that, now I understand, friend Dane, that you're a bit of a wordsmith, and I understand, you take some liberties here or there with the meaning of a word. I just want to interject again into the conversation that I have a sense of impending, how could I say this? Doom. I have a sense that we really don't want to be sitting around, and there's no sense these papers that you're talking about, and you're talking about forging things, and which in my estimation, and admittedly, I'm no forger, or whatever the word would be. But I think it would take a little longer than it. There just seems to be a sense of leisure.
You do understand
that sort of belies the fact that we are in the midst of something, world historical events, if you will, that aren't going to be waiting for us.
You do understand if we walk through that door, Shadeen, almost all of us may perish if we leave that wagon.
I don't think we should go through the door. I said, let's not open the door the first time. Then it was open. So I closed the door. Then it was opened again. That's when you almost died, my friend, if I want to remind you of a second. Then I closed it a second time. I'm not arguing that we should open the door. I'm arguing that we should ignore the door and leave it alone for now. Maybe we come back to it later.
To the door going outside. You were talking about leaving.
Ulrich,
I just think that we shouldn't worry about the door with the Guardians. And as a side note, I'm very confused about these Guardians are members of my family. This one's really nice and likes me, but we all have to work together to kill the second one. It just seems very odd to me. So I think there's a lot of problems behind that door that we should just leave alone.
But do you not agree we need winter clothing to go outside?
Oh, no, I don't think we need winter clothing at all. But then again, I'm the one who doesn't think it's very cold out. So maybe I understand you need I understand that you tender, sensitive subjects need winter clothing. And that seems to be something we need to focus on. I understand that. I understand that it would hurt your dwarven soul deeply to leave these ingots behind. I understand that. But I think we should focus on the clothes and then head out. That's just my 2 cents, though. On the other hand, I am not going to be opening that particular door again.
Shadeen, Ulrich,
for the record.
I agree. We should make haste. Whatever thing we do, but I need to rest. I don't have any spells currently, and almost no hit points. So I need to lay down for like 8 or 10 hours. I know we want to like walk around and do some things, and we're setting a lot of goals right now. And
yes, I agree with you.
The holding up this mistletoe is actually a strain for me.
So at least try and start while we're resting, making winter clothing. At the very least, can we agree that would be a wise choice for everybody but Shadeen?
I think that's wise.
All right. So quick notes from the Dungeon Master to continue the debate. Craig, take a point of inspiration for that excellent Shadeen soliloquy. If you are going to make winter clothing, let me know what you're thinking of using.
Well, I believe that we killed. Oh no, John was the bear. I believe we killed some wargs back at the entrance. And I was thinking if we go back towards the entrance, there was some wolves or wargs that we had killed. And so we could use
2 or 3.
And that's all I could think of that we could use for that. I didn't see a coat rack anywhere.
Pyric, don't you have anything that can keep us warm, magical?
Oh, yeah, but it doesn't move. Not like the cart.
Somebody has a pocket full of beaver pelts.
I do have a lot of beaver pelts. Actually, ironically.
How'd you get a pocket full of beaver pelts?
That's a very personal question, Euphemia.
It was at the place that Pirate. We got him at the place Pirate burnt down.
Let's say we had a mage that liked fire, and he burnt it down. Before he burnt it down, there was a lot of beaver pelts we could take, and I grabbed as many as I could stuff in my pockets or my backpack.
That should work to some degree.
I believe that'll help, but I'm not sure there's enough beaver in this to cover everybody.
That sounds like a you problem.
So we're going to go for the wolves.
You know, I've been training.
I'm trying to keep a straight face on this stuff.
Out in Auntie's farm, I would help Auntie sometimes with the mending of the clothes. I can probably turn them into mittens, or
I know for a fact that if you half skin a celestial elk, the other half will grow back in time.
Really?
The problem with
that is a complete lie. Testing the intelligence of everybody in the room, and you all failed. Of course, that is a complete fabrication. And you do not do those to creatures that harms and things. The question to back at hand, Euphemia, and this goes to Cowlick and Shadeen, is it more dangerous for us to huddle up in a little corner and wait for whatever might be left? Or is it more dangerous for us to check all the places and then huddle up? Like, the two who are most at risk will get to make this decision. Normally, we'd let Euphemia, but she's been compromised by a lack of understanding of Goblin.
I feel fine. I have to kill.
You almost murderized the beast there, Euphemia. You are not fine.
I'm fine. We just have to kill things.
Can I talk to the bow, Russ? Will it talk to me if I try and talk to it in Goblin?
Who has the bow right now?
Me.
Can I hold it?
I prefer you not really hold it, but I'll hold it with you.
All right. I'm going to grab the bow and say to it in Goblin, do you understand what I say, bow?
Bow. The bow says to me, why is this ugly dwarf talking to me? And I will whisper to the bow, like, he's just trying to help because you're very angry.
Tell me
this is a very intriguing conversation to watch for those of us who don't speak Goblin.
Yes.
Well, it speaks in very literal common now.
It does. It speaks. It speaks. I don't want to say pigeon common. It speaks more like bow common.
Do you want to do what the bow says, Russ? I kind of took that.
Common.
No, Rafe, I'm enjoying watching you role play the bow. So you keep going and take a point of inspiration also for
Okay, I
Or,
can use one.
adversarially role playing.
Yeah.
That's great.
I loosely translated it, but in direct translation, it said, "Ugly dwarf, stop talking." That's what it said, but I translated it.
Okay, nice.
I've said that on many occasions to Ulrich.
I agree with the bow.
So
I just lost 2 minutes on my ritual.
You just got distracted from your John. Make a concentration save. No, I just did.
So
I was going to do it.
So, Bo, what is your purpose? Is it to kill elves, to kill Minotaur? What is your purpose, Bo?
So at the same time that I say out loud, it says inside my head, "To kill."
Yep.
Do you care who your owner wishes you to kill, or will you force your owner to do your will?
It says, "Owner is my tool."
I agree with you. But that is that is not the point. The point being is that my understanding, if I'm correct, and I may have completely mitigating.
You're speaking in Goblin to it, right?
I'm speaking in Goblin to it. But it is, I'm including the DM with this, so I don't know if you told me he was trying to kill Karlik, and that's when I can't remember. And so my understanding,
let's assume I noticed it was pointing towards Karlik, which Euphemia did not like at all.
Yeah, so I see you that you were you wanted to kill that creature over there, pointing to the Minotaur. Did you not know that was friends with your owner?
And I'll translate it. It again sort of shudders at the fact that a dwarf is speaking directly to it. But again, I'll mute that out. And Ulrich, it says it did not know. It had enemy in sights, and then enemy went into friend.
Understand, Bo. You work with us. You become a great power. We will help you do as you wish to kill enemies, because we have many. But you start killing those who are wielding you, your owner, Euphemia here. That might come to a problem, and things might end badly for all of us, including you.
Joe, make a persuasion check with disadvantage.
Persuasion with
intimidation.
Sure, you can do either one, but either one has disadvantage.
I'll do disadvantage.
Use inspiration.
Oh, is that a natural one? Oh,
that is a nat one.
All right. All right, you got a red card. Red card on the play.
I think you just got shot by it.
The bow
goes off by accident.
Rafe, for a ruling for your role playing, the bow
gives him like that
hates
burn,
Ulrich.
string burn.
Okay. The bow actively hates Ulrich, and it would really like to see him be a target, but at your earliest convenience.
The bow, for those listening at home, the bow starts to say, "Kill Frost Dwarf, kill Frost Dwarf." And so I yank it out of Ulrich's hand and I say, "Ulrich, I think it needs to sleep now. It's
not really working.
It's not good."
I will remind you that Hugh here, holding my axe, does incredible work with bows. It has been able to
take possession of the red card. If you'd be so kind.
Euphemia covers the bow with her cloak. Says, "We have to work on this. Pirate taught me we can't kill the goblin. It just doesn't know. But I think we can get it on our side."
Well, you better. Otherwise, if it targets on a close battle, or even a not close battle, if it targets anyone in this party and it happens to kill them, well, except for that fiery steed, then I'll be very put out.
Okay, I'm going to put Moody out. No.
Moody's
Moody.
A demon.
Who's a good horsey, Moody? Who's a good horsey from the other planes of damnation and fiery stuff? You are, aren't you?
Euphemia will, if anybody noticed, she will be rather withdrawn and sort of scared at the bow's intent towards Ulrich.
Seeing that you're not going to allow me to talk to you anymore, I'm going to say, let's take a group and go get to skin those wolves, come back here and rest and start making us something to stay warm with our beaver pelts.
Euphemia says she'll go because she thinks it might make the bow happy.
Oh, we're doing what the bow wants now to make the bow happy.
Euphemia is.
That's interesting. No, it's fine. We don't need to talk about this. We can just go and do this thing.
Pyrrhic's no longer the person with two voices inside his head.
Two.
Only person.
That would seem
He's
quiet.
not the only one.
For the
Besides you-
record, for everybody who's watching Moon Knight and the MCU, Pirate had the multi-personality first.
I think the comic was written before you started Pirate, but that's okay.
Before
I'm just saying that they think it's influenced by watching the show, and it's not influenced by watching the show. But I may have read the comic book.
I see what you're saying. I see what you're saying.
Back in the
Is
absolutely.
anybody coming beside Euphemia and myself?
Calic's going to stay with Thrall.
I'm gonna stay with those. Those two need help. I'm gonna stay with those two. I'm gonna let the horses and the elks figure themselves out. Shadeen, would you want to come this way, or do you want to see the mistletoe squad?
Well, I'll tell you this. I'm just a little alarmed that you're talking about the danger coming from what's left in the mines, because I'm thinking the danger is what's coming towards the mines. But I'll go with the able-bodied. Oh, I'm sorry. Was that offensive? I'll go with those who are capable of movement. Oh, I'm sorry. I did it again. I'll go with those who are of some use to the group. Apparently I just can't talk anymore right now. I'll just go with you folks.
I just wanted to note it for the record. Cowlick is having a hard time holding up illusionary mistletoe.
Yes. He's going like this.
Very well.
So Shadeen, please make your choices based on party need or vague interest.
Right, correct. That's what I'm saying.
Carlick,
I'll go with you lot.
as part of the ritual, I was doing Goodberry. So I was like, one for this steed, one for that steed, one for Carlick, one for this steed. One. So you get 3 hit points eventually.
Sweet.
Actually, I'll give you the extra one. You get 4.
My old Dane said, many hands make the work go fast. Let us skin these wolves and bring them back here and start making them up.
Okay.
Let's go, Ulrich.
So summarize, who is staying behind and who is going to see the wolves?
We're separating the party right now. Shadeen's in the middle when everybody in the south part is going to see the wolves. Everybody in the north part is staying here to watch Thalric play with the horses.
So that looks like Pyric, Ulrich, and Euphemia are going.
That's the 3 Musketeers.
And Shadeen and Thalric, who's still doing his ritual, and Karluk are staying.
No, I'm not staying. Why would I stay?
Shadeen is also going. Excellent. All right.
Are you saying I should stay here to guard them?
No,
I
Shadeen.
don't think that's not the path to glory. I'll tell you that right now.
And you're right. It's probably the most dangerous area right now. The danger from without, it will probably kill us before the magic melody of the failed enchantment of this once great dwarven fortress.
Oh, certainly. It's the difference between a cliff slowly being eroded by the sea and an avalanche in the mountains.
You, Shadeen, you have never been so eloquent as you are at this one moment.
Well, I think perhaps it's just that you weren't listening to me, but I'll take the praise as
you know. It could be both.
It could be a bit of both.
It could be a bit of both.
All right. So why don't we do this then? Why don't we go ahead and do just to kind of keep this in order, because you are walking through parts of the cave you haven't been in a while. There's an odd chance you may walk into a part of the cave you've never been in before. So why don't we do some kind of marching order situation here? So
can I set up right here at the marching order? Can just line up?
Yeah. So Ulrich, move yourself where you want to go. I'm going to everybody just roll initiative real quick, just to kind of get a player order here, including the people staying behind, because that would be good also, just in case, something happens. Not saying it will.
Stuff.
All right, so I got Ulrich on there. I got Pirate on there. I got Shadeen on there. I got Thalric. I feel like I'm missing Karluk. Karluk, can you roll for initiative?
He went off screen for a second.
Oh, 1, 2, 3. I can add him.
Oh, he's back.
All right. Dan, can you roll for initiative for us? Nothing's happening. Don't worry. Nothing's actually going on. We're just doing a sort of People are starting to wander around on their own, so I'd like to kind of have an order to the chaos. Okay.
Don't worry, there's nothing to see here.
Yeah, there's nothing bad. I mean, splitting the party is always the right decision. So, okay. So, Shadeen, we'll start with you. Are you, what are you doing exactly? Are you following Ulrich? Are you setting your own path? What are you doing?
Oh, if I don't follow Ulrich and Euphemia, God knows the doors they're going to open.
Fair.
Fair.
All right. So, Shadeen, put yourself where you want to be relative to Ulrich. He's climbed up the slope there and has started down the path back towards the.
Correction, I've jumped up the slope.
Yes, he's got bouncy boots. And so he jumped up the slope.
Well, I'll hold back and I'll watch the party's back trail.
Okay. That takes us then to Thalric, who is still practicing his ritual, I assume, right? So moving on.
Several hours left.
Yeah, do you have any inspirational mumbling or anything you're doing, John, to kind of really make sure the horse is happy?
Well, I did add the berries into the ritual.
Good.
So those are done. And I actually have absolutely no spells left at all, except for what's in the stack, which I'm about to tap to its minimum when this spell is done. So.
No, the addition of berries to the spell have really helped the horse get energy and get aligned to picking up the vibe you're putting down. And so you're going to save an hour.
Oh, nice.
Nice.
Yeah. So, I'm just going around, tapping Thistleback around on the wood, doing whatever, it's actually the interesting thing with the staff is you don't actually have to use components, which is kind of cool because they're wicked expensive.
Right.
So I'm doing all that stuff and making sure I also was feeding Karlik in between too. I was feeding all the animals.
Kalik is feeling much better. He's starting to
fed the horses, fed Karlik.
All the livestock has been tended to.
Whoa.
Oh, wow.
Wow. Wow.
Just in a field of
I'll be here all week.
Yeah, that's exactly what's going to happen with the session.
Fry the prime rib.
I'm going to be here. I think I'm here for 3 sessions the way we go. So.
John's never doing a ritual casting again. Just to fix that problem. Boy, you dungeon masters out there with your players constantly ritual casting. This is how you solve that problem. All right, moving on. Ulrich, here we go. What are you doing here, sir?
Did anybody follow me?
Well, it's a funny story about that. You bounced up the cliff, forgetting that everybody else had to climb it, and Shadeen stopped at the bottom, and no one else has had a chance to decide what they're doing yet.
All right. I'm going to wait here for people who are coming.
All right, excellent. And then it is Euphemia's turn.
Euphemia looks over her shoulder back at Bear Brother and Karlik, figures they're in safe hands, and so advances just to the edge of the light because she cannot see, so she has to wait for Pyric.
I have a torch.
Oh, it's not lighting you up.
Oh,
Are you generating light? Hang on, I got it.
I had a torch on.
Oh, I see him now. Okay. So,
yes, he is emitting light at 20-foot radius.
I can make it down. I don't know if you want me to. Oh, he's now turned off. You had him on, and now he's off.
Did I?
Yeah, I can't see him.
I was on. You did turn off.
No, it says he's still on. Weird. All right. Anyway. All right. Are you where you want to be there?
Yeah. Do you need me to make any acrobatic rolls or anything?
Yeah. If you're bouncing up there, you need to make a little acrobatic check. Oh, nice. Yeah. Euphemia does it with style getting up there.
Is Euphemia still chilled from being outside?
Yes.
And what is that penalty?
Yes, she is. Good catch.
Is that on ability checks? Because I've been trying to pay attention to that.
It is.
Yes. So it is. I believe you are 1 level of exhaustion.
Yes.
So let me look it up here real quick because you were 2, but then you guys
I couldn't remember if it's on the like core strength, dexterity, or if it's on skill checks or what it is.
I've got it here.
Searching
Right
for
now.
it.
Want me to check? Exhaust.
Here we go. I got it.
Okay.
So level 1, you have disadvantage on ability checks. So you would have had disadvantage on this. So you need to roll a second.
So that's considered an ability check, not a skill check?
An ability is a skill check. They're the same thing.
Okay. I thought that was the core. Ability, I thought it meant the core ones. Okay.
No. There's ability checks, saving throws, and attack rolls. That's pretty good. Unfortunately, it's a 2. So you thought you'd be able to leap, but then your hand still got a little bit of frost on it, and you still have a little
Well,
frost.
it's a 12 total because I'm really skilled.
12 is pretty good. Yeah, 12 you can make it up there, just not as graceful.
Yeah, not as
kind of
graceful.
slip, but you make it. All right. So Euphemia is up top. Pyric, what are you doing? Of course, you have a giant fiery horse. So
I see Euphemia struggling, and this hurts me more than anything probably at this point. I'm going to have Moody come over here, and I'm going to offer a hand to Euphemia to come with, and then I'm going to Euphemia. Do you take my hand to come in?
Yep.
Because at the rate the campaign is going, we will never see Moody again because we will never get to a second week. So we're not going to see you ride the horse while the horse is around. And the other thing is, I'm going to remind Ulrich that we still have this decision to make. Ulrich, have you made a decision about what you want to do with your legacy, mined at great expense to this place's greatness?
Well, the idea is that I do not know we have the map of the area around us. There are towns, and maybe if there's no forges here, to bring it to one of the towns near us. But I would definitely bring those ingots with us when we leave.
Well, I mean, I'm as foolhardy as the next group of people, but basically we're taking the most expensive and dangerous object out of this place and bringing it into a place we've never been, inviting any number of assailants to come and track us down. That is what you want to do. Is that correct?
I don't like the idea. Well, we could. Yeah, I don't. Where else would we put it? Where else? And again, we haven't explored this place, but I don't like the idea of throwing it into water and getting rid of it forever.
Okay, but you just tell me. It's fine.
I mean, I just don't see that as a wise choice. At least we can use it if we get to one of these villages on these towns. And
it is unclear that we would be able to reconstruct the kind of place with our resources that we could forge these ingots.
We could possibly trade the ingots with another, say, smith, if we found a smith, to make some goods we need for the.
I think it needs more than a forge. I think it needs a spell forge. And the Black Spider had a massive amount of resources and really wanted this for a specific craft. Well, so we could take it to the place they had planned to craft these things and do something different.
Do not be fooled. I did get the 1,100 copper pieces taken away from the Black Spider's vast wealth.
Okay, then. Well, I'll leave that decision to later, but yeah, we should probably think of what kind of target we want to. I mean, Shadeen, this would be the most glorious and shortest adventure to the north anyway. By the way, Russ, where is Icewind Dale in relationship to my understanding of the Temple of the Nord? By the way, also in Minnesota, it snowed again for the third consecutive day.
I've heard. I've heard that is sort of a thing out there. So that's fascinating.
Awesome.
And I walked in it all 3 days.
All right. So, well, you know that Icewind Dale is very, very far to the north. And in fact, I can help you out with this here. I'm going to give you a little map here. So let's go to the map. I'm going to move you guys over to the map so you can all see what's going on here as we sort of walk through where on in the Sword Coast are we, right? So you may remember down here, I've scrolled down. If you scroll down on the map, I just shared with you all. And scroll down a little bit more there, John. Scroll down a little bit more. Scroll down more. You're zooming out, but just scroll down. There you go. So if you scroll down a little bit, you'll notice that there's a place called, I think on your map, there you go. So if you zoom in, you'll see Phandalin down there, right? So you guys were adventuring down here in Phandalin. And then over to the right, you can see the Wave Echo Cave actually was surprisingly close to Phandalin once you figure out its exact location. Now, Seppi, go ahead and make a knowledge. There isn't really a knowledge. I keep forgetting. History check.
I have history. I am historical, but it requires me to touch dice. So that is always dicey in the worst possible way. But sure, we're rolling hot today. Why not? All right, I'm gonna I am going to use inspiration because I'm going to take the lesson of Ulrich's one, and we're going to do this.
All right, a 14 is a pretty good roll. And a 15 is a pretty good roll.
22 there.
22 is great. So, yes, you remember, you don't have a map of the Sword Coast in front of you, but you remember that up here where John has already conveniently scrolled, or he was there, but then he moved away. John, can you go to the left a little bit on your map? There you go. So in the upper corner, you'll see there's actually a section labeled up here, Icewind Dale. And so you're up in there. Now, you didn't spend a lot of time looking, although it seemed like Karluk recognized some of this stuff. So you guys are definitely right in this Icewind Dale area here. And the 10 trail there is named after, all these things are named after the 10 towns. So you're somewhere up in this region, probably in this northern area here.
Okay.
I want to be at the one tree in Iceland.
Actually, you don't get much more north than this area.
He wants to know where the Temple of Ufta Lala is.
Well, you have heard me talk to myself a number of times and talk about the Northern Temple, and you're not convinced it isn't an asylum/school for the very gifted and insane.
Yes.
That this is the people who have been overly blessed by the goddess of magic where they go.
So it could be a place that's just a floating citadel, like off over here.
It could be. It could also be completely imaginary and not exist in any real world. It could just exist in Pyrrhic's head.
That makes a lot of sense.
In Dwarven, it's called
Now it's all coming together.
Well, it's the possibilities that it exists and doesn't exist, or exists and doesn't exist at the same time, are all possible. And it's unclear whether this is the case. But
maybe it's just Pyrrhic's happy place.
It could be. But the fact is, it might be a place of great magic and insanity. So, that being said, we now know why this place, this place for the dwarves, was such a hard place to find for so long. Number one. Number two, we still have the burning and terrible question of whether this place, which is real to us now, is secretly killing us or driving us insane. And number three, the ingots will basically tie us down and kill us. If that is how we choose to go with glory, then I will, of course, have a flying horse.
I don't think we can all escape on this wagon without some sort of warmth.
Oh, no, we're going to get your warmth. This is a conversation as we move along.
Right. Well, you haven't moved much. I feel we need to get warm clothing for those of us who may need to get off the wagon. For those of us who don't fall off the wagon, then I want to be able to, they can ride on it as much as they want, but I would like to be able to leave the wagon on my elk and ride around when we're out there. Even if we don't completely clear these mines, but I think it would be remiss not to at least search them and see what else is here, because there's no guarantee this mine is driving anyone insane or affecting with the radiation. Let's face it, the black spider.
Did you hear our bovine companion talking about being steeped in gore?
I believe that he was transported through another plane.
Because you are so brilliant.
I have faith in Moradin. My brilliance comes in my faith.
Oh, yeah, that's what people of faith generally say. Yes, that's exactly.
All right, I'll bring us back here to the cave. So now that we've had that little cartography lesson, and we are back now to our little turner. So, Pyrrhic, you have flown up on Moody there, and you have picked up Euphemia, correct?
Euphemia, did you decide to come along on Moody?
Yes.
Yes.
All right. So, Shadeen, it's your turn, Shadeen, and you've heard the debate about whether or not there's an existential threat occurring right now. And Moody just flew over you on flaming hooves and is now at the top of the cliff.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's existential as in physical and debilitating.
Are Moody's poops warm?
Do you need to be covered in one? I could.
We just counteract my brother's urine, so it's all right.
If that's what you're into, I don't judge.
All right. I acrobat up over here. Watch this. This will be great.
Go for it.
Oh yeah, 21 double gainer with a
not
half
too
twist.
shabby. You make that
I
look
land
good.
superhero landing next to the dwarf. Have you found any doors yet?
I am sure there's a few on the way. Let me show you how it works.
All right. So nice moving, Shadeen. We're back around. Thalric's still doing his ritual. Karluk, are you doing anything? What are you doing up there, Karluk?
Karluk is really trying to remember of the drow or the elf with the spider staff surrounded by the spiders and the bugbears. The first thing he wants to try to remember is, has he seen this elf before?
Ooh. Why don't you go ahead and make a insight check?
Amazingly, Calic's decent at that.
Yeah.
And how does he do?
16.
Nice.
What'd you get?
16.
A 16. A nice roll. So yes, as you think back on your visions there when you were sort of in that strange place, you're surprised to notice as you think about it that it's staying remarkably clear, the things you saw. Like, they're not fading like a dream when you wake from sleep. It's actually, if you close your eyes, you sort of see it again, almost with perfect clarity. And you realize as you sort of stare at the shapes of the tall elf, that it does indeed look like the elf that was locked in mortal combat with the giant frosty troll creature outside the doors.
Oh, nice. The one I was heating the metals on his.
Yes, that's the same, the very same one. Yeah. His facial features, everything's just too close. Now, we should say that there's been quite a few, shape-shifting folk involved with this guy. So I'm just throwing that out there. But right now, it looks like that's pretty accurate.
The spider has 8 legs.
Thrall. Oh.
Thrall, do you?
I'm in the middle of my ritual.
Karluk's trying to interrupt you. Make a concentration check.
You know what I do? I do what the kids do.
Make a concentration check. He might distract you.
And then this is the new move. I do this, and then I go.
John, you got to make a concentration check.
Let's talk to the hand. Never mind. Close your mouth.
Karluk, do you try to push past his gesture? You try to really disturb him.
No, Thrall, Calic just starts talking to you.
As he said, you know what I do? I do, and then I do a little magic, and I stick the last berry in his mouth.
Oh, okay. He just chews.
It's just too good to stop. All right, it's a good berry. It's a very good berry. All right, Karluk, you've been fed, so you're gonna have.
I'm good.
That's the end of your turn.
I'm gonna. You know what? If I awaken you too, Karluk, you'll get a 10 intelligence instead of a 9.
Oh, I could get that intelligence too.
All right,
this horse is going to be smarter than half our party once I've awakened it.
It already is there.
That actually explains quite a bit.
Yeah,
all right, you're up.
Okay, I'm gonna move, and I move to there next.
All right, Euphemia.
I'm on the back of Moody, so I will move where Pyric moves.
Pyric, where are you and Moody going?
We're gonna follow Ulrich because we don't want him to die.
Yes. All right. So now Ulrich and Moody and Euphemia, you're all now back in that sort of smelting machine room there, and down to the left, you can see that that room with a little brazier going in it, and so you're getting your definitely this is the area where you fought the flaming skulls. So it all looks quiet and calm, especially thanks to dealing with the skulls. So smart work there. Shadeen, what are you doing? Are you keeping up as well?
I'm with the group. Where else would I be?
All right. Keep things moving here. Thrall is still doing his thing. Karluk, it's back to you. Are you going to do anything else, or are you just going to enjoy that good berry?
Karluk is also going to try to tell what was the elf trying to do something. Did he have the ingots? Could I tell some purpose to his plan? Like what was he trying to craft?
Make a perception check to see if you can sort of notice what he was doing in the remnants of that vision. Because the farther you can sort of see around him and some of his people near him, but as you sort of try to see beyond that sort of shadowy vision, it gets shadowier. So let's see if you can interpret what's just out of range.
I shall use inspiration.
Ooh, a good move.
25.
Ooh, a good roll. Yeah, you actually see him giving orders, and you think he's as you look around, he's sort of like some of the bugbears that are with him are loading those blocks onto the sort of that material onto the back of the carriage, and he's mouthing something. Now you can't hear it, but because you rolled so well, you actually kind of read his lips, and he's speaking in common for the bugbears to understand. And you think he says the word. It's weird because it's a word, but it's the way he says it. It's a weird combination. He says sunblight several times. And you also perceive with that 20, with that really good roll, that you'll notice that one time one of the bugbears sort of starts to shift and drop one of the pieces of the bricks, and he refuses to lean over and touch it.
The elf refuses to lean over and touch it.
Correct. Yeah.
Well, they are heavy.
What does the elf refuse to do?
He doesn't seem to want to touch the brick.
The ingots.
The giant metal bars.
Yeah.
Yes.
Can you give me an idea of their size, Russ?
They're about the size of, like,
Does that
you ever
really
seen
matter?
a good cowboy movie with little blocks of
it
gold?
does.
Yeah, about that.
So like a gold ingot in the Fort Knox?
Yeah, exactly. Like the kind of thing you see like in piles of like James Bond movies or cowboy movies, filling them for. That's the thing. But except they're not gold. They're sort of this dark black, metal looking, but semi-translucent sort of situation.
Would you say they're one hand size in length? Or would you say they're two?
A little bigger than a hand, a gold nugget, a gold ingot, gold. Yeah.
You're so like this?
They're bigger than a bread box.
Yeah, like a small loaf of bread.
Like a small loaf of bread. How heavy is any individual?
Well, you'd have to pick it up to find out. You want to go? You're not in the room anymore, so I can't tell.
Okay, I'll assume I never engaged with them in any way, shape, or
form.
form.
No one told me they were touching them. That would have been interesting.
It's like the horses, Seppi.
Yeah, you got to tell me what you're doing. That's sort of
all right. I noted for the
He's
future.
not
Thank
a
you.
bloody mind reader, for the love of God.
Because you know what happened if I'm like, so everybody who touched the blocks is now lawful evil. I would be like, well, I didn't touch the blocks.
I felt no change.
I never told you I touched the blocks.
I felt
just
no
assume
change.
you touched the blocks. Well, you can't assume what my character's doing. That's not right.
I felt no change, Russ.
There you go.
Thrall.
Okay.
Thrall.
Shit.
Thrall.
If you interrupt this, I'm gonna stick this staff up your butt and turn it into a tree.
Take another concentration check with disadvantage.
Okay, Calyx is done with his turn.
Oh my
this might be the
God.
best ritual casting I've ever witnessed. All right, Ulrich, you're up.
John gets MVP for not saying anything the whole
No, John is doing a
time.
great job. I have to say, John
I've
is-
never seen anybody do that, John. I'm seriously impressed.
You know, he's just can't.
He's
wants to
playing
touch
in
something.
character. It's awesome.
It is very good.
Fear of an oaken enema.
Yes.
That really sucks.
It goes to 5 foot diameter, Carlix, so be careful.
I've been beaten by a tree before.
Whoa. That's too much.
That's too much.
That is awesome.
Ulrich, you're leading our party of misadventuring. Please lead us further.
Ulrich has advanced and has moved down. Anything special, Joe, as you advance into the...
Yes, I'm talking to myself. My old Dane said, leave, what did I say? Listening 100 times is not as good as seeing it once. Let's see what we've got.
All right. Excellent. And then now it is Euphemia's turn. You're sitting on the back of the horse still there, Euphemia?
Yep.
Follow me. Please move your character up to my character.
All right. Pyric has advanced the horse and himself.
Okay.
And Shadeen
I was
has
thinking,
also advanced.
you do
Shadeen,
that.
anything you want to add to the situation as you're advancing?
I'm smiling sardonically to myself and not saying a word.
All right.
Sardonically, for those of you at home, means sarcastically mean.
Right.
Russ, you'll have to move Euphemia kindly. I can't see anybody anymore.
I appreciate that, Craig. I didn't know what it meant.
I'm just trying to help.
All right. Pyrex moved everybody. Shadeen's moved up. Thalric is still ritual casting. Go Thalric. Karluk, any other insight you're getting there?
Little horse, I shall name you Brown Sugar.
All right. Someone write down the horse is now named Brown Sugar. That's
these horses are the most important characters in our entire adventure.
Oh, we've had a lot of horses die this campaign
already.
All right. Ulrich, where are you moving now, buddy? We're making good progress here. So Ulrich has re-entered the old area that was an old cafeteria that is now the site of many dead bodies, both dwarven and goblin and orc. And everybody's moving in with him. Nice job. You guys are getting the hang of this. So Euphemia's got to move in there. Euphemia, I can move you.
I can't see anything, Rush. You'll have to move me.
I can't see.
How can you not see? This
everything's all black.
Can you give me control of Euphemia's token?
Yeah, if you can give.
Well, I think if you just move your own token, it should fix it. I don't know why it's not showing anything.
You don't. Yeah,
but I can't see. I don't even have any idea where Moody is. Like everything's black.
I know what it is. You're not looking at the right part of the map. If you just scroll down, it's probably there.
Oh, okay.
All right. It won't auto follow, so you have to kind of scroll around to find it. Shadeen, go ahead and move.
Yeah, my sharing the screen for the investigation.
Yeah, it's not helping much, right?
Exploring part is not helping much.
It's now I can see Moody.
There we go. And Shadeen, have you found Shadeen's coming down there too? Okay. So that's everyone. Euphemia's together. Shadeen's all caught up. Thalric is still ritual casting. Karluk, anything else you want to do up there?
No.
Okay, great. And Ulrich, keep on trucking.
All right. I didn't measure this out yet. Hold on a second. I think we're going this way, right?
Are you? That's the question.
Oh, yeah.
All right.
Now the light seems to be working.
And
yay.
I'm looking, but this was the way we went, right? Because now I'm a little unsure.
It is.
This is why we're doing it this way, because I was curious if you guys remember. So heading down, you're now back on the corridor, and go ahead, Ulrich, if you want, make a perception check.
Perception. You always pick my strong suits.
Yeah.
All right.
Like reason.
Yep.
You're not really sure if this is the way you came before, but why not?
Because the stone cutting, can I get advantage on that?
Sure. Yeah. You know what? You're underground. I'll give you advantage.
Hey, Joe, when my 8 hours is up, I'll come find you, lost bastards.
14 on the.
There you go. Yeah, you're pretty confident. You're seeing the dust in the floor has been moved. The footprint. This is the way you came. Yeah.
All right. So that's it. All right. So we keep moving, or
you actually feel like you're not too far from the old green glowy moss room. Actually.
Yeah, that's what I remember. All right. So down here. And then
so to keep things moving, why don't you, Ulrich, you move yourself and then wait a moment, let everybody catch up to you, and then we'll move again.
Okay. All right.
Initial time. All right. So now you're back to just south of you. North of you is another sleeping room that you guys cleared out from skeletons. And south of you is the area where you all the sturges attacked and Pirate Burning hands them off the bear.
Yes.
I think we just passed a little patch of Pyrrhic ice.
Yes, an old patch of Pyrrhic ice, which, by the way, it is getting much colder as you head into this part of the cave. In fact, you're noticing it's significantly colder.
I think what you mean is everybody but me is noticing that it's.
Oh, yes, except for Shadeen. Everything is just balmy down here for Shadeen.
All right, so we're going to move again.
All right, so Ulrich is heading in here. Now, down to the south, Ulrich, because you rolled pretty well in perception, I'm going to give this to you. The south is a way you never actually really went down.
Right.
And to your left is the way you came in originally.
Yes, that's what I remember. So I'm going to move that 30 feet that way. All right. Oh, yeah, I remember this. Okay, yeah.
It's getting very cold now.
Dead sturgis everywhere.
It's not so cold that you need to start making constitution checks, but it's getting cold where, like, this is not comfortable. Like, you wish you had a nice coat.
I'm looking. That's what we're looking for, coats.
Yeah,
Maybe you can whip up a North Face parka out of the Grick.
I'm going to hop down.
Yeah, so in here, this is where you fought the little orange. That's the dead Grick. And there is some. This is where there was actually a couple of pieces of bedding, and this was where there was a dead dwarven body also.
Yeah.
Oh, Euphemia, grab the bedding to warm up. I can't have you freeze any further. That's what I say when I stop. And so she could throw that over herself like a shawl. I am from the Nord. I am not bothered by these cold things like others.
All right. So you guys are starting to sense. I'm going to do a little drawing here to help you out. So pause movement for a second, guys.
Okay.
I got to add a little color here.
I'm 25 feet in, so I get another 35 feet of movement. But I'm also looking for the dead wolves because I hope they didn't get eaten or anything in the 8 hours we've been here.
So, well, you remember the wolves weren't actually in here. The wolves were outside.
They were inside the illusion.
What's that?
Yeah, they were just inside the illusion.
They were just inside the illusion,
but they weren't inside the actual cave, right?
Oh.
So we got to walk farther to see where they were. But anyway, there's a little. Let me go to my.
Well, you'll get to see what happened at the other end anyway.
So there's these little blue lines I'm drawing here. Can you guys see those?
Yeah.
This is gusts of wind coming in from this direction, and it's a cold wind. It's kind of got little bits of snow flecking around in it. So clearly there's no doors back there, which is sort of interesting. So anywho, that's what you notice as you're getting closer here.
All right, so let's finish my movement up here, and I'm not gonna go to the point where I'm like, geez, this is so cold I can't take it anymore. So down here.
And there's little bits of so there's like looks like snow's been blowing in.
Yeah.
So when you get there, where is it before you go any farther? Ulrich, where is everybody else right now?
That's my farthest movement, Russ. That's my full movement.
Everybody else moved to where they want to go. So it's not like if you were to stand here for an hour, you'd have to make a constitution check against the exhaustion. Right now, though, standing here, it's cold. It's like not pleasant, but it's not like when you walked right outside last time, it was like, holy crap. So, but all through here, I'm going to do a little bit of drawing again here. So bear with me. All through here, wrong color. Sorry, wait. Got a dramatic effect. So all in here, it's all like, I don't know if you guys can see this. It's all snow has been blowing in all through here. And where is everybody? Shadeen, where are you?
I'm standing right next to the dwarf because
Shadeen's walked up front like,
but I could just walk down this hall and see what's going on.
I love it. Shadeen, are you, so that's what you guys see right now. And where is Pyric? Where are you, buddy?
I should be right there.
All right, I see everybody. So standing in the hallway that was the former, or not really a hall, it's more of a natural corridor kind of situation, little cave, is where you guys originally entered. And you can see there's this snow that's been blowing in. So the ground's sort of like lightly covered with snow. And there's the wind blowing in. And Shadeen, who seems unaffected by the cold, is standing there looking down and out. And as you look past, you can see some light coming from the other end. And Shadeen, make a perception check, Shadeen.
Oh, that's gonna be a bit of a problem, really. Perception.
Ooh.
How about a 15?
A 15 is good. You're pretty sure you heard like the crunch of snow, like someone stepping in, like walking in snow. And all of a sudden it was like crunch, 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 crunch. Just out of like, you can't really see what's going on there, but you thought you heard some movement outside there in the snow.
I think that impending doom is arriving earlier than anticipated.
So there's something coming, is what you're saying. Something wicked.
It sounds it. Now have we had a short rest?
No.
That's a shame. Then there's really not much I can offer you.
No.
Yes,
I can't believe how long you guys have been going without rest. No. This is the most refusing to rest party I've ever met. All
right. So at this point in time, we got the bed. We have the bed rolls here, right? We can use, right? The sleeping stuff. Russ?
Yes, there are bed rolls there. And the bed rolls were brought in here, not that long ago, apparently. So they're not like ancient or anything. They're usable.
Okay. But there's no dead wolves or wargs or anything in this area that we could like make.
Not here, but they might be outside. I mean, depends. You're not really exactly clear what parts of the cave, how far out the transportation situation goes. So it's unclear.
Do we wish to travel? Shadeen says there's something out there.
I believe Shadeen.
I can go take another look.
No. I think we should quietly retreat.
I mean, I don't see any doors to open or close, and that's really the only thing I'm afraid of at this point.
I fear nothing in here. It's what's out there that scares me.
Oh, you've shown now that time again.
Yeah, now you're learning.
So let us take the better part of valor and rest up before we encounter whatever foe this is. I'm going to take my movement to the bedrolls and scoop up the bedrolls for us to hear.
All right. Excellent.
You mean the one that Euphemia is not wearing?
She grabbed one of them at least. Yeah. So I mean,
there were two.
Yeah. So let's take two. I mean, whatever you can make to keep yourself warm is going to be helpful.
I'm going to make a note. 2 bedrolls recovered.
Yep.
I need Euphemia, Pyric, and Shadeen to make a perception check, please.
Ooh. How about investigation?
No.
You are at disadvantage. Make sure you roll with disadvantage.
You have disadvantage.
17.
Thank you.
Can't
17
because my machine has gone crazy. Okay.
All right. So how do we do? I got Shadeen's got a Euphemia did pretty well. She still got a 13.
Yep.
I rolled dice. I rolled dice.
Yeah, Pyric, nothing. And Shadeen. Okay. So where are you guys moving to? As Ulrich falls back and grabs the bedroll, what are you guys doing?
I follow Pyric.
Go ahead and move your models to where you're going.
I'm going to be standing right next to this so that I can see down the corridor in case anything is approaching.
All right.
I'm like, Shadeen, we are leaving.
So Euphemia, move yourself to where you are. All right. So Euphemia and Shadeen, you cannot help shake the feeling you're being watched.
Pyric and Ulrich, there are eyes upon us, and it's not the bow.
Although it could be the doom. It could be the impending doom.
It's the impending doom.
Quick, I'll to Fife, I say.
I'll to Fife? Did you just say? You're quoting Macbeth.
Yeah,
I'll to Fife.
I think that was a tragedy. And I'm going to hop up here and up to my movement to here, and let us find our way back to our friends while something is following us.
I agree, Ulrich.
All right.
We are
leaving. Shadeen, what are you doing?
I'm following them.
So go ahead and move your model.
But I'm still watching our back trail.
All right. Make a perception check, Shadeen, as you move back. Move your model and then make a perception check.
You're just going to keep making me make these till I fail one miserably.
No. Oh, good.
10.
Yeah.
It's like Russ.
So you as you're all falling back, and Shadeen, you're sort of watching the rear.
Yeah.
On the south side of the spot here where I'm pinging this cliff, rocks start to fall down the cliff.
Where's that now?
Right here where I'm pinging. Do you see it?
I don't. Ping again.
Wait. I'm in the wrong layer. Hang on. I'll fix that.
I was going to say.
Right here. Do you see that?
Oh no. Right next to me.
So the rocks start to fall down there, and you're pretty sure as the rocks start to slide. I mean, it could just be that wind's blowing really pretty hard and it's blowing some stuff around, but you're not sure, but you're feeling pretty confident that there are 2 sort of footprint sort of shapes hitting the ground right here at the bottom of the cliff. Like it didn't like something didn't climb down well.
Do God when invisible.
I'm going to take a 6-second pause and conjure a giant shadow battle axe.
All right.
And then I'm going to whisper in a very loud stage whisper, "The doom is invisible."
All right. Excellent. Take a point of inspiration, Craig, if you need one.
I'll take that as another hit point. Thank you.
There you go. Probably not a bad call. So rest of the crew there, I've already got initiative up, so that's great. So we'll go back to the top of the turn here. So Ulrich, you hear him say, "The doom is invisible." What are you going to do?
Oh, decisions. I'm going to step here next to him so that people can't get past us. And go, we will retreat side by side so nothing can get past us. Euphemia, Pyrrhic, stay behind us in case something attacks. And may Moradin bless us in our hour of need. And there's a bless spell cast on myself, Shadeen, and Euphemia.
Nice.
That's D4 to your saves and skill, not saves, to hit and skill checks.
D4.
Yeah.
All right. So you just blessed.
I blessed everybody but Pyrrhic and the horse.
All right. Ulrich blesses. All right. Is that's everybody there? Euphemia, what are you going to do?
I will knock an arrow into the bow.
Mm-hmm.
I will tell my bow to be calm and relax. It strangely, like if Ulrich were to look over his shoulder, he could swear that it's pointed at him, but it's not. It's pointed over his shoulder.
All right. Okay. And let me just do this real quick. It's a little Dungeon Master task. Apologies. All right. So it is now Pyrrhic's turn. Pyrrhic, what are you going to do?
I'm not 100% convinced that this is parties unfriendly.
Fireball.
I do not like to kill things unless it is part of the war effort. I do not kill civilians. So I will
Fireball.
use prestidigitation to do a light up glyph in Dwarven of the word friend with a question mark.
That's good.
And so if they are literate and Dwarven, they might respond or are knowledgeable. If they are illiterate or parties other, they might think this is potentially dangerous and not to be interacted with.
So what does it say, friend?
Yeah, it says friend.
And enter.
All right. So that shows
because they just heard a Dwarven blessing, like proof that Moradin is real and has champions, and now they've seen in glowing. Like I assume it's glitter because if it's not glitter, I'm just failing on every level.
So prestidigitation, glitter. Make a so first of all, I love this idea. So take a point of inspiration. For
this, thank you.
For the cool thing, and go ahead and make an Arcana check to see how well you pull this little.
Please don't
show the slideshow off. You got bonuses on Arcana.
Yeah!
Oh!
Yeah!
You got bonuses when you got a card.
Oh,
I love it. I love being me. Now let's give up whatever this card is.
You have a card. You want to get rid of your blue card?
Yeah, whatever that is. Like, I love the fact my total scores for today are 4, and I've rolled the dice 3 times.
So, it's you do a good, prison stage. You make a pretty good symbol, but unfortunately, it's just like it's kind of hard to write in cursive, with magic
and glitter. I know,
and glitter. I mean, maybe if you just gone for straight up and you hadn't tried to make it quite so flashy, would have been okay. But it turns out that it's illegible. So
that makes sense.
Yeah. So sadly, it doesn't really get the message.
No, anytime role playing is always trumped by dice. So it is absolutely fine. The dice say that I should never do anything.
Sometimes they do. Although last time they were like a bunch of natural 20s and discovered half the story of the cave. So that's pretty good. All All right, Pyric. Good effort, but unfortunately, kind of burnt there. All right, Shadeen, you're up.
Listen to the voice in your head, Pyric. Fireball.
No fireballs will be cast.
I'll
not the
tell you
wizard
what
idea.
I'm gonna do. I am going to. I had it all set up. I am going to use prestidigitation.
All right.
To create a puff of wind at the snow, right about here.
Yeah.
With the theory that if someone is standing on that snow, everything is going to move except for the snow they're standing on.
Love this.
Wow. Interesting. Okay, this is good. I like it. All right.
So I don't cast anything because I don't cast anything. I just think that would be a really good idea, and the universe makes it happen. So poof of wind.
Wait. You don't have prestidigitation, do you?
Yes, I do.
Oh, you do. So you're prestidigitating.
Well, no. I'm thinking how great it would be if the universe caused a puff of wind to blow in the exact way I just described.
I see. Excellent. So why don't you make a? It's not strictly Arcana, is it? In this case, because it's
I don't think it would be.
No, it's more of a persuasion because you're persuading the universe to do it.
I am persuading the universe.
All right, so make a persuasion check.
In fact, I growl when I growl when I do it, so it's actually intimidation.
Yeah, sure. Intimidating the universe into action. I like it.
Blow the wind.
I mean, Pyric used his best ability too. He just rolled nat ones. What are you going to do? All right. What'd you do there?
A 19.
A 19 is a very strong roll. So yes, as a matter of fact, your prestidigitation does in fact work. And there's a puff. The snow hits just right and like sort of starts to coat this individual, this thing there that's standing there. And you get a distinct outline of a dwarven shaped person standing right here.
Then I say, you look a lot like my friends, so reveal yourself or prove that you're not one.
In what language do you speak that in?
I speak it in common because I'm just a lowly, humble gladiator. I'm not one of these booked, learned people.
Or dwarf.
Okay, so actually is something you can't see's turn. And so you hear directly from that spot in Dwarven. So who understands Dwarven in this area right here?
Me. I said understand Dwarven. Me.
Pyric, Ulrich, Euphemia, do you understand Dwarven?
Nope.
And Shadeen, do you understand Dwarven?
I did not.
All right. So Ulrich and Shadeen, you understand the following. Everybody else just hears some words in Dwarven. You've heard some of the dwarves say words like this before, so you figure out it's Dwarven, most of you do, but you don't know exactly what he's saying. But there's also some words in here that you're not sure you understand, but the snow-covered creature speaks out in Dwarven and says, "Surrender the Chardalin to the sun blights, and none need die this day."
Okay, time to cast Fireball. As soon as that happens, boom.
That's my Pyric I know and love. That's the wizard I brought in this adventure.
All they had to do is say that they were on the wrong side of the war, and all safeties come on.
Right.
Boom.
Well, it's not quite your activation yet, but okay, hang on to that thought. Thalric, is your go. What are you going to do? You still? Thalric's still doing his thing, and Karluk, you're still doing your thing. So, Ulrich, what are you going to do?
We do not surrender the Frostbeard Cave. I am Ulrich Frostbeard, Dark Dwarf. Go back to your hole where you crawled from. You've turned your back on Moradin. Now turn your back here before I kill you. And I take the dodge action.
Dodge action. before someone who's not me kills you, and I dodge. All right. Excellent. Euphemia, what are you going to do?
Wait, because I didn't understand what was said.
You did not understand what was said.
So if Ulrich or Pyric are attacked, I will loose an arrow at the enemy. I'm not
Your bow does want to shoot a dwarf, so
And I get 2 dwarves to be shot. They look just like me, but they're darker.
Mm-hmm. Yep. All right. I'm not worried about Shadeen because he is the Shadow Child. I know he can take care of himself.
Pyric.
Feeling particularly depleted at the moment.
Pyric, it is your turn. What are you going to do?
Yeah, I know. As soon as they identify themselves as part of the black spiders, there's no question. You see my hair stand up straight on end. You see the fierce insanity burn on me, and then you see it tremble up from my toes through Moody, and you see me grab a piece of its infernal fire off of its mane and throw it with all my fury into the space where I know they are. Using my ability to warp my damage, I make sure it does not burn my 2 friends who are in the blast radius.
Smart
you think there's a little bit of fear in my eyes to throw the fire, and you realize it's probably the first time you've seen me where I'm really proud of you.
All right. Seppi, can you use the little draw action there and put a little dot exactly where you're going to be centering your fireball? I assume you're casting fireball.
Yeah, what's the radius? Somebody who knows
20
the skill of it. It's 20 feet.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm going to put it right here.
40 feet.
Did you say 40 feet radius or 20 foot radius?
20 foot radius, 40 foot diameter.
Yeah, so 20, everything, this is everything it gets. 20 feet around. It would burn the bedrolls if we didn't take them.
Or you took them.
Yes.
All right. So is that where you're casting it?
Because you said there was footprints where they had fallen down, correct?
Yeah, that's right. It's where you put the X. You actually see he's actually standing right to the left of the X. You'll definitely hit the snow-covered figure.
Wait, does it get pounded? Can compounded because it bounces off the cavern and come back and eats them?
No, fireball
That's first edition.
wash over it and do, sadly no. But
there's triple damage to Dark Dwarves if you read the player's handbook.
Can we refer to them as Underdwarves?
Sure.
I would prefer that. They could be albino. We don't know.
I'll refer to them as the Fallen. How's that?
Yeah, we call them Fallen Dwarves or Underdwarves or any of that kinds of stuff.
Non-believers.
They could be super pink and squishy, hideous shades of blue. We don't know.
We'll call them non-college bound. How's that?
Yeah.
Non-college bound.
Non-college bound.
We'll call them Neds. Non-educated delinquents.
Yeah, let's call them Neds.
So you cast fireball right there, right? Why don't you go ahead and roll damage for me there, Seppi?
8d6, baby. Roll it big.
I do not like rolling dice. I do not like it here or there. I do not like it anywhere.
That's a lot of dice.
29. That's good. That's average. I'll take it.
29, and then they get to make a
Dex save.
You get to make a dexterity save. Is that correct?
Yep.
Okay. Here comes forever standing in that snow there, which just all instantly flash melted. He gets to make a dexterity saving throw.
Does it refreeze him into the same place so he can't move?
And he gets. Let's go see what happens here. So, that is a natural 20.
He has disadvantage. He gets a 3.
Why does he have disadvantage?
Because he's trapped in the corridor, and I dropped it on him without warning.
Well, no, that's not a thing. But unfortunately, these creatures that you don't know what they are do have magic resistance, so he has advantage against magic. So, sadly, he does roll a natural 20, which doesn't really do anything on a spell save, but he does get that, so he'll take half damage. So what was your total damage, Seppi?
14 damage. He takes
14 damage. His total was 29, so he takes 14.
Right, minus 14. And I think
that doesn't do anything like set him on fire or anything fun.
And no, he turns visible. So he is now. So this guy appears. I'll show you what he looks like. He looks like this to everybody. He's this sort of. You weren't far off on the whole albino dwarf situation. He looks very sort of grayish skinned, light gray skinned, silvery eyes, and he's carrying a hammer and he's wearing armor. But in this picture, he just looks like he's wearing armor, but actually he is covered in furs to keep himself warm. So he's like wearing
warm clothes,
heavy warm clothes, and he's standing there. But he's a little.
Uber Eats now delivers clothes.
So they have an elf-size one where we're out here in a halfling-size
It's
one.
Duger Eats. Yes, Duger Eats close delivery. And let's see here. He is, I believe he is also, yes, he is actually bloodied as well.
Oh.
And here's the interesting thing. Your fire does flow. It doesn't like blast back and forth in the thing, giving him a disadvantage. It actually flows up over the edge of the cave, which is not so good for the other dude who also gets advantage on his save. He also makes it as well, and he's got to make a concentration saving throw. And he makes that as well. So he takes some damage there. So but you see a shape. So Seppi, you're so good with fire and controlling it, you actually sense that there's a second creature in the fire, but he managed to maintain his invisibility. It's up in this area here. Ping, 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 ping. And he also takes half damage. And then this other one, I can't see if he's in range. Let's see here.
Hidden mine. Everybody knows where this thing is, huh?
Oh, yeah. I got to make another saving throw here for this dude. He's making it with advantage. What's your DC, Seppi?
15.
15. Oh, he fails. And suddenly a body appears out of nothing and is just charred, standing there in midair and falls dead.
Not his clothes. His winter clothes are
help you out with that.
They're flame retardant winter clothes.
When he departs this mortar coil, the fiery, ashy essences of him go straight into the air and wisp and get sucked in by Moody.
So this guy here just dropped dead on a fiery, met a fiery end there. So he also is wearing the winter clothes, which again, a little singed, but this stuff is like good animal leathers and stuff and fur. It's not going to just catch fire and burn from a fire.
Nice. Oh, his organs boiled from the inside, killing him. How quaint.
He's suddenly overheated. But you get the distinct impression there are at least two left. So you get the feeling from your spell and having seen it cast and being so good at magic and fire that there were three people in your spell. One appeared and is bloodied. One did not appear and it seems still to be alive. And one just died outright.
Okay. It's great.
And Shahid, it's your turn.
Yes. Given that there's another one out there somewhere, I'm going to just take a step back here. And then I'm going to think really hard about the universe blasting him with two massive bolts of darkness in the forehead. First one being a 16.
That will hit. And is this just a regular?
It's an Eldritch Blast.
Oh, an Eldritch, that's correct. The Eldritch Blast thing.
It's force
there's no saving throw. He's hit on that one.
Force
damage.
Force damage.
Yeah.
And it's I don't know. I think it's plus 5.
It's a D10, yeah.
D10 plus 5, I believe. So 10.
All right. He's still up, but you definitely.
But wait, there's more.
All right.
A second one flashes out, and I get a 15.
All right. That also hits him.
Of course it does.
His armor class, he gets his shield up just in time. And it deflects off his shield.
What kind of games are you playing with my mind, Russ?
All right.
You take with one hand, you give with the other.
Yeah.
That was raw. That was raw storytelling right there.
Aren't you blessed?
I am blessed.
So roll a D4.
You had a D4 to the hit.
Yeah.
Add a D4 to the hit. Oh, don't mind if I do, boys. Thank you for the reminder.
More than 16 that hit last time.
That's exactly what you need. You need a 16.
That's exactly what I need, is it not?
This is your
Gordon does not care for fallen doors.
And he goes down. He goes down also.
Would you mind leaving the warm clothes before you leave, boys?
All right. The second Druger is down. And now
I say, drop the cloak and run, you coward, because you're not going to make it long in this environment.
There are no survivors, I say, Ober. You hear Pyrex normally charming voice change.
That sounds good.
All right. So actually, Shadeen, anything else? You got a movement action if you want to take it.
No, I'm good.
Warden got his hand to kill that creature. Non-believer.
That's indeed. I'll take it. I'll take any help the universe.
So the fire washed over the thing out, you guys out, and you guys hear these footsteps running away into the distance back towards the way of the winds.
No, we need your clothes. You coward.
5, 10, 15, 20. Yep. Speed. Yeah. 25, 30, 35, 40. Okay. All right. So you hear some footprints just like sort of traveling off back towards the entrance where the snow is blowing in from. And it is Thalric is still doing his ritual. Karlach is still supporting him, hoping for another berry, maybe. It is Ulrich's turn.
Using intimidation, because I'm intimidating, I'm going to jump down. And now that I feel we've won the battle, I don't have to do anything. I jump down here and I say, "That's right. Run back to your clan and tell them if they come back here, death awaits them. The Frostbeards kill all who get in their way." I turn back to Pierre and wink, and my other eye winks. So I do like a double wink at Shadeen.
Double wink.
I'm very confused with all the winks.
It looks like this.
I think Ulrich needs to do a double deck save, or an eyeball falls out.
And I look out and go, "Boys, we got some warm clothing. This is great."
Some of it warmer than others.
It's warm enough. I'll take it.
All right. And it is Euphemia's turn.
Euphemia draws the blanket around her. She's still shivering a little bit. She's eyeing the warm clothes. And nobody attacked her friends, but she did see attacks. But she couldn't see into what they were until Ulrich jumped down there. So she sees a couple dead dwarves. So she's scanning to look for any enemies. But since no one attacked her two friends, she holds her action. And if Pyric or Ulrich get attacked, she will attack with her bow.
All right. Pyric, what are you doing, sir?
No survivors.
It's always good to have a fireball spell in your back pocket.
Oh, no, that's not a thing. How do I erase that line?
I can help you with that.
Okay. So Moody, myself, and Euphemia are coming over here. Dwarves, if you take the run action, how far can you go?
You can double your movement.
So that's 80 squares?
For you, yes. For me, that is 12. Yeah. So, and he's only 20. He's a regular dwarf, so it's 25. So it's only 10 squares. So I can move 10 squares.
Okay, 10 squares. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Fireball.
Where are you putting it?
Right there.
Oh, right there. So go ahead and mark the ground. Oh, there. Look at that. Wow. All right. You cast fireball right there, right?
Yep. And hopefully either the blast or the fire will make him show up.
All right. So, the fire reveals a figure in the flame standing right here. You pretty much nailed him, Pirate. Nice job. Nice.
I thunk it out. That's what I do. I thunk it out.
He's got to make his saving throw again.
He thinks and he burns.
Pirate, Seppi, go ahead and roll your damage.
We failed.
He did not roll well. He's going to fail. So,
25.
Yeah, he just charged with a scream. He falls to the ground dead from the fiery heat of fire.
Oh, that for intimidation. That's right.
Yeah,
Shadeen, go stake their heads outside the back cave.
I look at Ulrich, and with this burning insanity in my eyes, and I look at him, and then I say, "Oh, we can rest now."
Nice. Let me take a point of inspiration.
I love you right now. All right. That's the wisdom I wanted all along this party. I haven't seen since the last house you burnt down.
All right. And you got
who needs the hit point? I'll let Ulrich heal from my burning spite. Please, Ulrich, please take my hit point of burning spite damage.
I will take it. All right. We are going to strip these dwarves down of their warm gear. And let's see. Who needs the warm gear right here? Shadeen, actually, the three of us all have warm gear then, right? We can all fit into these things. That'll take care of.
I don't need it.
Shadeen does not need the warm gear.
No. But Euphemia, Pierre, and myself all need warm gear.
Yeah. So for you,
Pierre's got fur knickers.
It's a little bit large for Euphemia. It's pretty much just right for you, Ulrich.
Like the three bears.
Yeah, and it's a little bit short for Pyric, but it'll work. He can just kind of.
It's a little tight in the crotch area.
Right. He can rearrange it a bit, but because it's so big and bulky, he can
the fur wedgie.
He can kind of work on it to make it sort of. Now you might want to spend a little time trying to tailor it a bit. It may cause some disadvantages if you're trying to do something crazy with acrobatics or something. But,
we are going to a long rest, unless I'm mistaken.
But you guys tell me.
Yeah, no, we got what we came for. The only thing we didn't get is for Thalric can turn into an animal. Is just honestly, we just got to worry about the bull, and we've got these nice sleeping bags.
Okay, after we strip the gear and search these fallen dwarves,
yes,
I am going to take their bodies and reconstruct them with the Grick to redo the word friend in corpses of Grick and fallen dwarves.
Pyric's true nature is starting to show.
This does not seem to bother me.
I think evil Pyric is here, people. All right.
True nature. No. The true nature was the original Pyric. This is what war has done to Pyric.
You're more dwarf-like than you realize. All right. So once we have done defiling these corpses and taking all their goodies, I assume they have no good shields or armor or anything like that worth taking. They
have basic. It's actually Drugar make equipment, which is solid. Like it's good smithing, but it's not exceptional smithing, right?
Yeah,
it's not magic.
It's not plate though, right?
No. It's actually they're wearing. Let me check out what they actually have for equipment, just so you know.
To keep warm, it's hide.
And there might be some because it's roughly dwarven. It's dwarven size, so they're wearing scale mail and shields. And then for weapons, they do have an assortment of gear. They have they each have a war pick, and
Can you throw a war pick?
What's that?
Can you throw a war pick?
Not normally, but you
can throw anything you can pick up.
Yeah, I mean, you can throw it. I don't know how effectively you can throw it.
Okay.
If you want to throw something more interesting, they also have javelins.
Oh, how many?
As well. So each of them are carrying 2 javelins on their back plus the war pick.
Do I think Cowlick can throw a javelin?
Cowlick would like a javelin. I'm all out since I see that javelin's javelin.
All 6.
Okay, share later for our poor cow companion.
Yep. But he's in the same boat I am. We need range damage.
Yeah. Okay. So I ended up being not expecting what you were going to scavenge, but you ended up having pretty good scavenging there.
Yeah.
What about Karlik? I'm going to make him a bugbear suit out of that fallen leader.
Yeah, let's get that skinning humanoid on.
Bags. We have the sleeping bags and the.
They're furry.
Do you want me to see if there's wolves out there, the corpses? Because I can do that.
Yeah, why don't you go check? Well, it's not that cold. Now we got weather gear. Go look. We're all
I don't need the weather gear.
Yeah, why don't you go look?
I'm just going to keep saying that until you don't need me to say it anymore.
All right. Shadeen, describe to me how you're planning on just going to stroll out there?
I'm walking sideways with the shadow axe in this backhand and this hand ready to throw more dark shadow spears at anybody that I don't like the look of. And every now and then, I'm just going to send the universe a little request that a puff of wind blow snow forward as I'm moving.
All right.
But I'm also sort of like, I'm going like this, just in case. I'm moving my hand back and forth, just in case there's a little dwarf-sized object trying to hide away in the corners here without me noticing.
Like our favorite movie, Joe, Bloodsport.
True.
Nice. So you work your way towards the end of the cave. Make a you're not trying to be stealthy at all, but make a perception check to see if you notice anything on the way.
Okay, I'm going to use inspiration.
All right.
Nat 20, baby.
Don't need it. I got a nat 20.
A nat 20? What? All right, Janine. You get another blue card. You can pick which one you want to use. I'm going to drop it there on the trail. But you get near the end. So a couple things going on here. You can see that you get to the very end of the corridor. Unlike when you first came in, the end of the corridor was, sort of this illusion situation. What's that?
The card bounced sideways.
Oh, sorry. So you can choose to keep that card or keep the one you have. Your choice.
Right.
You already have
let's finish up what I'm doing here, and then I'll look at the cards.
So you get to the end, and the cave gets very narrow, and it's like a little crevice you'd have to squeeze through to get outside.
Yes.
And as you start to look outside, you notice in the snow, because you did such a great job at your perception, you can kind of figure out what's going on out here. The snow, it's pretty blustery out. But the snow hasn't had a chance to fully fill in recent footprints that were coming near the thing. Mm-hmm. And you notice there are footprints of about possibly 3 folks. And you notice that they were sort of searching about, like they weren't moving with purpose or a known direction, because in Nat 20, you kind of figured this all out.
Yeah.
So you can see that they were sort of maybe looking about and then found this entrance.
Uh-huh.
And here we are.
Okay. Are the wolves still there?
No. The outside is not anything like where you were before. So you presume anything that died outside is, or the little bit of the corridor that opened up to
so the transportation that moved the mine. Yeah, that makes sense. It left all of the things behind.
Yeah.
Well, once again, I'm a poet and I do not know it. So
exactly.
And there's nothing winter clothing shaped or scented anywhere near me.
No.
Well, then with a sigh for my thin-skinned friends, I move back into the mine.
All right. Excellent.
And give them the report that sadly we have moved and we have left the wolves behind.
But luckily, they brought us some foul weather gear for this, for at least 3 of us, leaving us just one to be worried about. And we do have these nice sleeping bags and beaver pelts. The next 8 hours, hopefully, we can make something to, cover Karlik.
Karlik needs help. Does Ralric need help?
He can turn into a bear or something.
They have a lot of blubber, and they can hibernate.
Yeah. He can sit on he'd be probably better off sitting on the.
You guys actually remember, well, I don't remember this, funny enough, but I know this, that the druid showed me how to be a snow leopard.
Oh, that's
That's good, because if you turn into a bear, it has to be somebody's job to keep you awake.
Yeah.
Now, if you guys would like, and you're going to go back the way you came, we can just have you guys automatically make it back to the.
Yes, please.
I'd be a big fan of that.
But you have to move us all.
I will move you all back
down the corridors that we covered.
Unless there's any doors Joe and I haven't seen. No, I'm kidding.
I've seen some doors, but a couple doors I haven't opened.
But Joe, let go of your guy.
Giant axe, Joe, behind those doors.
Okay.
And I am tempted.
Joe, stop moving yourself.
Oh, stop moving. I thought we were moving. Okay.
I would not interrupt Thrall's ritual. I understand how important magic is to a person. I see that Cowlick looks like he's had one too many good berries and wants to talk about something. I recognize when his left ear flicks in a counterclockwise way that he has been shooshed and needs to share something.
Pyrrhic, I have something to share with you. Did you know a celestial being, you could actually skin half of it and it will still live?
That is amazing. Tell me more, Cowlick.
Also, so Pyrrhic, when I vanished from reality for a little bit and I went through my time travels, I ended up in a room with that elf, the one that we chased out, and you and Euphemia went out on Moody, and I heated up the metals of his studded leather. He had that epic duel with that troll. Well, I think possibly that same elf, in my vision, he was directing the bugbears to load those ingots on the cart. And when the bugbears dropped one of the ingots, the elf, was like he maybe would pick it up, but then he stopped. Like he was afraid of picking up the ingots, and he was making the bugbears do it. So I think this whole place might be decaying around us. I don't know if you've thought of that, Pyrrhic, but I think there might be a magical instability here, Pyrrhic, and I've been thinking about that, and I'm pretty sure that this could be trouble to stay in this cave. I don't want to drop that bomb on you, but
we are of the same mind, Cowlick. Your brilliance has always been something that I've picked up on.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
I'm a bard of much knowledge.
That's so did he say anything in and around something memorable that you might like to share?
Yes, he did. He said a thing, and thank you for reminding me of that. It was an important thing that he said. He said it, and it was like on a language I could not quite understand it, but then I did sort of understand it. It was something with the blighting of like the sunblight. He said sunblight, Pyrrhic. I think referring to
now that I've heard it twice in two different instances and more clearly, does this ring any historical bells, Russ?
Oh, interesting. I'm
going to use inspiration because I can't touch dice.
All right, make a history check.
I would love to use history. Yes, I would love to use my inspiration for this thing and roll double ones. Please, let's do this. Double ones. Ooh.
There's one. Oh, look at that! Both ends of the spectrum.
20? What?
Did I roll both a 1 and a 20?
Yes,
I couldn't even see it. Oh,
every time Pyrrhic
me.
does like a history search, he just like knows.
Well, he rolled a 1 and a 20, so he's lucky he did his inspiration.
Yeah, good job on the inspiration.
Gosh.
Okay. So Pyrrhic, you get a new blue card. So I'm going to drop that there for you
because I can only roll one end of the spectrum or the other. Apparently,
there you go. So actually, you seem to remember, and it's sort of ancient, but you did study once some of the Drugar clans, apparently, because you know about it, and you did study all this various history, and so clearly this is an area you're pretty interested in. And there is a Drugar Sunblight clan, like it's a thing, and you believe there was a rumor once upon a time that the leader of the Sunblight clan, who's been around a long time, his name is Zardrok. There's this rumor that he wasn't satisfied with his people being forced to live underground. And he was sort of this obsessed. It's kind of a legend. Like you haven't really heard about the Sunblight thing in a long time. He kind of thought it was sort of a joke or a legend, but there's this legend of the Sunblight clan led by this crazy king. And he believes the Drugar should return to their rightful place above ground.
What's his name again? So I have it spelled correctly.
I can spell it for you. It is XAR.
XAR.
DOROK.
EORK.
DOROK.
DOR.
Okay. Yes.
Oh.
Because you have that perfect idyllic memory sometimes, not all the time, depending on which Pyrrhic's in the house, but sometimes you have that perfect idyllic memory and you remember reading this name, Zardarok Sunblight.
Zardarok.
It's like the rock.
Udarok? Zardarok.
Zardarok Sunblight. Well, that seems like a good place to stop. That's very ominous, Zardarok Sunblight.
There you go.
Yes.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Can I ask you guys this? Are you about to take a long rest? Let's just say after all that and all the debate you had, it's been those 2 hours required, so you could start a long rest if you like. Are you taking a long rest or are we not?
Yes, please.
I think the plan is we take a long rest and we either dispose of the ingots immediately or take them with us. And it's whatever Ulrich wants to do because it is his legacy.
But they're coming with us.
And they're coming with us. We're taking a long rest, and as soon as we are able.
During this 8 hours, can we fashion the sleeping bags into something that Carla can wear that doesn't look ridiculous?
We have beaver pelts.
The last part, I'm not so sure about.
We have beaver pelts, a disguise kit, and sleeping bags. We can whip up so much.
So let's do this. We're
Couture.
going to take the long rest.
What do we need?
We're going to take the long rest. When we return next time, we will go ahead and roll for how the long rest went, along with your watches, and we can discuss how you fashion all that great winter fashions out of the various things you found.
It's couture.
Excellent. All right. Until next time on Roleplay.
Achievement unlocked. You've made it to the end of another D6 Generation episode, the podcast whose humor has universally been acclaimed as not too horrible. Please let us know what you thought of the show by emailing us at info@the d6generation.com. If for some inexplicable reason you actually enjoyed this show, you can help others find out about it by leaving positive reviews on iTunes. Thanks for listening and happy gaming.